What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm dressed a little bit differently tonight, and there's actually a reason for that. Today is my best friend's birthday. His name is Cap, and he runs a great YouTube channel called The Capable Gentleman, where he teaches guys how to be self-sufficient and still be dapper. You should go check out his channel. His link is in the bio. But we have a tradition, me and him, or he and I, whatever the proper English is, where on each other's birthdays we dress up and we stay dapper the entire day. And he's actually part of the inspiration for me forming this channel, because what I've learned about fragrances is that when you smell them, they can really change the way that you carry yourself. They can change the way that you feel about yourself. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna give you 7 fragrances that can make you feel absolutely dapper. In honor of the Capable Gentleman, here are 7 dapper fragrances that you need to have on your radar. Let's go. Now, this first dapper fragrance I'm going to introduce is a fragrance from one of my favorite indie houses. It is an artisanal fragrance house here in the United States called Harmony Perfumes. This fragrance is called La Boussay. Now, La Boussay is more of an aquatic fragrance, as it's meant to smell like it sounds weird, but it's made to smell like a rich pirate. But La Boussay was known to be the richest pirate to ever have sailed the seas. And when I spray on this fragrance, I can already pick up some of the most amazing notes in here that are really fresh, really crisp, and really bring out a vibrant side of yourself. It's got things like leather, it's got some salt water, some citrus in here, some ambergris, some gin even. It's an all-around really nice fragrance. To give you an idea of the vibe that it gives, if you've ever walked into a very ritzy department store, think like Bloomingdale's or Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom, a lot of times you can smell just the expensive things around you. You can smell some of the leather of the shoes. You can smell some of the fabric of the clothes over here. You can smell a little bit of like the makeup over in the corner. You know what I'm saying? All of these things that kind of add together that give these department stores, especially these higher end department stores, a very distinctive scent. And that's exactly why I chose this fragrance to be one of the dapper scents, is because it just smells like money. It smells like straight up money. I get 10 hours when I spray this on. It's best for the summer times, but you better be ready, because you're gonna be paying some pretty top dollar for this at about $200 for a full-size bottle, but it's well worth it. I love it, okay? I love it. So La Boussay from Harmony Perfumes, be sure you give them a look. Next up, we're gonna go with a scent from the house of Tom Ford, and this particular fragrance did not really get as much popularity as some of his other more well-known scents, but in terms of dapper fragrances, I definitely think that this should be included. This is Tom Ford's Costa Azura. Now, this particular fragrance, I think, is a good mix between badass and dapper. It's like something, I've described it as something that James Bond would wear, in my opinion. I know that he's more known for Florist 89, but I think that Daniel Craig would have Costa Azura on, because it presents in a way that makes you feel dapper, like James Bond is suave, but you know in the back of your mind, he could probably kick your ass at the same time. So some of the main notes in here are woody notes like driftwood and oud and oak, but it's also got some lavender, some orange, and some lemon in here, along with a little bit of patchouli and ambergris and vetiver. But when it's all brought together, the overall tone of it is very citrusy and very woody pronounced, okay? I do think this is a little bit more of a mature scent. Now, this is also not the Le Parfum. This is the Eau de Parfum. They just released the Le Parfum version of this. But this fragrance, it's pretty piercing, okay? It's not very subtle at all. It gets about 8 hours of longevity. The price on this too is about 160 to 175 dollars. As you would expect with Tom Ford's bottles of fragrance, they are pretty expensive. Somewhat, I would say, overpriced. Is this one overpriced? probably a little bit. You should probably wait to find this at a discount website rather than buying it retail. But the Dapper fragrance of Tom Ford Costa Azura, it's worth checking out for sure. Here we are with Dapper fragrance number 3, and this one sometimes doesn't get put into the Dapper category, but I think it absolutely should be. It's going to be a little bit more casual, but it is worth taking a look at. This is Aqua di Gio Profumo, and this is my favorite of any of the Aqua di Gio flankers right here. Now, I think it just did a great job of taking that original Aqua di Gio DNA and just elevating it to the next level. It starts off with some really nice citrusy saltwater notes, you know, kind of gives you that oceanic vibe, but it's also got some rosemary in there. And at the bottom, I really love the fact that they added some spice with the patchouli and that nice touch of incense. That's what really brings out that fancier, mature, dapper quality of this fragrance. It may be a little bit overplayed to some, but when you wear this in the right setting with the right outfit, it can just totally elevate you, I promise. Now, I get about, I would say 6 to 7 hours, depending on the weather. You know, hot weather makes your fragrances last not quite as long. Colder weather, it elevates it and causes it, not elevates it, but causes it to last a little bit longer. So depending on the weather, I get about 6 to 8 hours of longevity out of this one. But I'm telling you, Aqua di Gio Profumo, it just smells so freaking good, man. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. It just smells good. Now for this next fragrance, I'll go ahead and say up front that it's a pretty controversial pick, at least to some people. Anytime I've talked about this, whether it be on my TikTok channel or even a couple of times here on my YouTube channel, this got a bit of hate. I'm not gonna lie, and I get it. That's not a problem, but for myself, I think this smells quite nice. It is a scent from Hugo Boss. It is Boss Bottled Oud. And as far as an oud fragrance goes, all right, a lot of people are, there it is. A lot of people are pretty judgy on oud fragrances. I don't blame them, okay? It is a synthetic oud. It's not a natural oud, but when you're, you know, when you're on a budget, it's a good substitute, okay? But this is kind of a sweet oud that's got some things like citrus and apple in it. It's got some cinnamon, saffron, and then of course the oud and the sandalwood. I typically think that oud is a little bit more of a dapper note. A lot of times when I want to smell a little bit more formal, I will put on one of my oud fragrances like the Thamine Carved Oud. But not one of the ones that are mixed with florals. Those are a little bit different. I'm not a big oud and floral person, and that's not what you're going to get here. It's going to be a little bit sweeter. It's going to be a little bit more aromatic and a little bit more versatile, I would say. I get 7 hours, 6-7 hours, I would say, when I wear this. Some people have told me they only get about 5. Okay, everybody's skin plays a little bit different with fragrances, and this one is no exception. But it's also pretty cost effective or cost efficient, whatever. It's inexpensive if you find it at the right place. I paid only $45, $50 for this bottle. So take it as you will. If you want to try it out, I would give it a go. But you know, tread with caution because not everybody enjoys it. I do though. Hugo Boss Bottled Oud. Fragrance number 5. I'm really excited to talk about this one. I freaking love this scent. It's from John Varvatos, and they have some fragrances that are hits. They have some that are misses. In my opinion, this is the best John Varvatos release. It is John Varvatos Vintage, a super mature, dapper fragrance that just really, really makes me feel like a man when I spray this on. And it's not like one of those, you know, it's not like one of those old cavemen type of masculinity type things. This is more of just a classic refined gentleman fragrance. It's got some green notes on the top, like some rhubarb, some wormwood, some basil, some fennel and everything. And then as you get into the mid notes, you're gonna get some lavender and cinnamon, and then finally some suede, tobacco, and tonka bean at the bottom. It's just a good mix of everything. Now I'll tell you what this reminds me of, and I don't care what you say, I love this fragrance as well. It reminds me a bit of Drakkar Noir, but if Drakkar Noir were reformulated for the modern man, this is like the Drakkar Noir 2.0. It has just been elevated, it's just been redone and made to perfection. I get 5.5 to 6 hours off of this one. It's not the best performing. It doesn't really jump off of your skin. But if you really want to, if you really want something that can be used for a night out, a gentlemanly night out, if you want to wear it to church or to a formal event, it works all around. It just, you smell the spices in here, but you've also got a bit, it's almost like a bit of a fougere with a little bit of a shaving cream type vibe. You know, that lavender really kicks in right there, giving it that fresh shave, you know, type of scent. But it works great year round, okay? I even get the sense sometimes it works really good on rainy days, you know, but overall, John Varvatos Vintage, this is a super dapper fragrance, not too terribly expensive, but look into it. Fragrance number 6. This is a scent from a house. It's named as a gentleman, but also just this entire line really is all about being dapper, all about being fancy as a guy. And you can't go wrong with like any of them, but this particular one is one of the more recent releases. This is from Givenchy. This is Gentleman Givenchy Eau de Parfum. Not the Privé that everybody really raves about. That is probably the best one, as it has that really nice iris note in there. That iris note is beautiful. But this one's not to be scoffed at either. This is really big on top with some lavender and clove, and then it's also got some vanilla, benzoin, and tonka bean right there at the bottom. But this one, what a heck of an atomizer, man. Man, but this one right here is really good. That it kind of has a day out and a little bit of a feel that's similar to that John Varvatos Vintage that I just introduced. A little bit on the shaving cream because it's got that lavender in there. Lavender is just, oh, it is just ever so awesome, especially when it comes to feeling fancy with a men's fragrance. But the Gentleman Givenchy, this one being a recent release, is going to be hard to find it discounted. And if you do, it's not going to be all that discounted. And you'll probably make up for the difference whenever you pay for shipping. So if you see it and you like it in the store, it's not going to hurt buying it. It's going to be about $100, okay? But I bought it retail at $100, and I'm liking it. I'm not going to say that I regret the purchase. But it gets 7 hours on my skin. I would say that it is better suited for the fall, winter, and spring months. And if you do wear it during the summertime, remember to wear it during the night. Now, anytime I say when you can wear it, please know, wear it whenever you like. I'm just telling you, in my experience, certain fragrances perform in certain conditions in certain times of day. As we said before, wearing fragrances brings out a certain side of you, and you want that side to come out not all the time. You want to present that side in certain situations or in certain seasons. And so that's why I say wear it during the spring, wear it during the winter, wear it during daytime, wear it during a formal event, whatever it is. So Gentleman Givenchy Eau de Parfum, cold weather months, or in the nighttime if it's hot outside. Last up on this list of dapper fragrances is one that I am excited and sad to bring you at the same time. Number one, because it is my favorite fragrance from Prada, but it is also discontinued. Hard to find, very hard to find, and when you do, it's probably going to be super expensive. I will do everything I can to find it online and post a link in the description below. If I cannot, please don't hate me, but this is Prada Lhomme Intense, the Iris Bomb that is absolutely amazing. Guys, listen to me. Iris is a floral note. Do not run from floral fragrances. They can be elegant in every way, shape, or form. This one is an iris fragrance with some amber, patchouli, tonka bean, leather, and sandalwood. So the original Prada Lhomme is another powdery, very soapy, lavender and iris based fragrance. It's very powerful, and a lot of people associate it with the workplace and just feeling very clean and crisp. But this one right here, it just adds such an amazing depth with that leather and the sandalwood that it's unmatched. It reminds me a whole lot, if you know Dior Homme Intense. If you cannot find this, Dior Homme Intense is going to be, in my opinion, a suitable replacement. There are still some facets that the Dior Homme Intense does not have that this one does have, but you'll still get the same type of vibe. This one right here gets 8 hours of longevity. I would tell you how much it costs, but I really don't. You'll probably find it for anywhere between $200 to $1,000 on eBay somewhere. But I feel that this is what the dapper man's romantic fragrance would be right here. It is just very alluring. It is very soothing and just makes people want to be close to you, while at the same time reminding them that you are sophisticated and suave. So Prada Lhomme Intense, guys, God bless it, it's gone, but I love it. And there we go, my friends, the video in honor of my best friend Cap's birthday. My friend, happy birthday. I hope it has been the best day for you ever. Guys, I'm going to tag him in the description below. Be sure that you go and follow his channel. All of these fragrances are, in my opinion, some of the most dapper designer fragrances that you can find, with the exception of La Boussay, which is a niche artisanal fragrance. Still worth the money and still worth your attention. I hope everybody has enjoyed this. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Go into the description below. I can't get my words out. Go into the description below. Find my links. Find all of the links for these various fragrances and check them out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great day and we'll see you next time.